good afternoon. I'm Ioannis Chrysakis. I work as a Research Innovation Manager in net company Intrasoft. I'm really happy to be here among all of you because I'm dealing with this domain of data spaces more than 3 years from now. And we currently have more than 15 projects in the company dealing with data spaces. So we are really interested in this kind of technology, in this kind of concept. Today I will present you our paper regarding the MobiSpaces Manifesto. It will be, let's say, a use case based on the mobility domain. It's a joint work with my colleagues from UPRC, Linux Scale, and UBTech. Okay, a bit of context. As you all know, data spaces comprise trusted frameworks in order to somehow the entire data lifecycle. But I will focus on the basic offerings of data space. I will say that we have the data exchange part, and we have also the value-added services that will give somehow an added value to the data spaces participant. So, as you heard today several times, there are state-of-the-art initiatives like IDS, Gaia-X. So the basic concepts of these initiatives, I will say that we have the participants, we have the basic roles, we have the intermediaries. And in this paper, we present that these two, let's say, initiatives have several similarities. So on the left part, you can see that we have the roles of data supplier, data customers, intermediaries. And on the right part, we have the Gaia-X perspective, which has the roles regarding providers, consumers, operators. And the key point here is that we have already established this concept of minimum viable data space, which is, let's say, a starting point of using the data spaces technology. So the minimum viable data space consists of the basic components, meaning, okay, we have at least two connectors, which act as a communication gateways across the different providers and consumers. We have the certificates for the authentication part, and we have also the dApps, which is about the access control, also for the trust part of data spaces. And now I'm coming to the need for mobility domain, especially for mobility domain. We have different characteristics in terms of data. We have different challenges to face, such as we have distributed data acquisition. We have several data with a lot of inconsistencies. So we need to apply cleaning mechanism. We need to apply somehow semantic data representation. So there are a lot of needs in the mobility domain, and in MobiSpace we try to tackle these needs. So the contributions of the project. As I said before, MobiSpace is a European funded project. So it contributes to the design of future mobility data spaces by offering a set of services. Okay, I will put the word data governance services here. But the idea is to both help data consumers and data providers. So I will give you a brief overview how we can handle this in data spaces and how this can be focused in the mobility domain. At the end of the day, the idea is that we need to somehow enable a trusted environment for data exchange. And we have already applied this solution to two domains, to urban domain and mobility, and a maritime domain of mobility. And here is the approach. So we have built an app called, we call it MobiSpaces app, which is, let's say, the basic, the heart of the system. So we have the MobiSpaces app, which helps data providers to somehow benefit from a set of functionalities regarding data management, such as data management, data upload, verification mechanism. And for data consumers, we give a suite, we call it Edge Analytics Suite, which is about creating analytics based on the data that we have collected on the other part. So this is the MobiSpaces app, which somehow enhances mobility data accessibility in order to provide value-added services. And now we'll focus on the data provider side. So data providers need somehow some functionalities for their data, like data owners, such as data cleaning or data manipulation. So for this kind of operations, we provide basically two tools. The first tool called it data governance framework, and the second tool is called it AI-based data operations toolbox. So the data governance framework consists of a set of data and infrastructure services. And both of them facilitating data owners to the, as I said before, to the entire data lifecycle. Let's see some details regarding the AI-based data operation toolbox. So this toolbox consists of basically two layers. We have the batch layer. The batch layer is about creating an SQL on everything approach, meaning that we can query diverse distributed data sources, and we can somehow support different storage types like raw files, relational, non-relational, mobility, and different kinds of data formats here. And on the other layer, we have the real-time layer, which is about aggregating all the information in order to somehow deploy at the edge both the data ingestion and data querying. So apart from the, let's say, data facilities, we can also support the infrastructure. So we have specific tools for supporting the infrastructure, like intelligent resource allocator. It is about resource allocation at the edge. We have also the execution orchestration, which is about executing workflows, meaning workflows from the ETL perspective. And at the end of the day, we can provide value-added services like data cleaning, like semantic representation, like data interlinking based on the RDF Gen platform, and of course verification, which is very important for our data and of course for the mobility domain. And now let's see how we can somehow assist the data consumer. So as I said before, the offering of MobiSpaces at data consumer level is the Edge Analytics Suite. So what is this suite? The Edge Analytics Suite provides diverse functionalities like analytics, federated learning, and explainable AI methods, and visual representation based on the artificial intelligence analysis. So in terms of value-added services, we can provide in MobiSpaces data analytics methods by exploiting several machine learning algorithms, which are very important in the mobility domain, such as because we have tasks like trajectory cleaning, segmentation, trajectory forecasting. So all these concepts have been incorporated, have been integrated with the data spaces concept. And the innovation, let's say, part of the project is that we apply federated AI and explainable AI on this trajectory data, and we can have, for example, algorithms to be applied like vessel route forecasting, like future location prediction model for vessels. And these are just only two pilots from MobiSpaces. And last but not least, we'll focus on the trust part. I started my presentation discussing about that data spaces are trusted environments. So we are paying attention to this concept because trust is the basis, let's say, for data spaces. And for this reason, we have already implemented attribute-based access control mechanism. And I will give you further details. So we support context-aware multiple levels of trust in MobiSpaces by supporting identity management, by supporting single sign-on solutions, And at the end of the day, okay, you have different policies for different kind of data and for different data spaces participants. So the attribute-based access control is the core part here, but we can also identify different cases when we adapt the mechanism in order to support trust across the data consumer and the data providers. And just to conclude my presentation, so I briefly present the MobiSpaces concept, which is a project about leveraging technology in data spaces and in mobility domain. So we provide a variety of services for both data consumers and data providers. Our tools are, let's say, ready-to-go tools, and the data space is ready. So we are pleased to welcome other partners to start using our tools. So my vision is in the future to somehow start implementing greater, let's say, data ecosystem consisting of existing data spaces. So thank you very much for your attention. This is the project consortium. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
What connectors did you use? You mentioned DAPs and so on.
Yeah, we are using the Fraunhofer data space connector in MobiSpaces. Yes.
And the project is being finished? So
No. It is an ongoing project. It will finish on August.
Will you go from the DAPs to a decentralized identity management, or will you stay on the DAPs for this project?
For this project, we're staying on the DAPs. We have other projects that we are looking for this kind of next generation, let's say, of action. Yes.
In the data cleaning process, and you have concrete use cases to enhance the data quality issue.
Yeah, indeed. This was a very interesting part by specific pilots. So we have data that from vessels. So this kind of data have a lot of, let's say, problem. It was a bit problematic. So we apply a tool based on, okay, we transform the data into triples, and we apply a data cleaning solution based on the data set that we have transformed. Also, it is an ongoing process, but we are more or less finalized the solution. So it will be the data cleaning part will be incorporated in the data governance platform. So data governance platform will consist a set of functionalities like findability, cleaning, identity access management. So it will be, let's say, an umbrella of all these tasks of MobiSpaces.
Another question? We're ahead of time, so you can ask more questions if you wish.
You mentioned also, smart city applications. Do you have any direct access to smart city data?
Spatial applications?
No, smart city, urban applications.
Smart city, yes. One pilot is from Genoa, so we have some data from buses, from electric buses. So we are using this kind of data to support pilot one, which is about okay, we have this data to somehow create the optimal, let's say, bus schedules.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to communicate with a mobility data space?
Yes. We have already some contacts there. So the idea is to connect MobiSpaces with all the mobility, let's say, data spaces, in order to maximize the value of our approach. Yes, for sure.
Data model is POI data or for the...
Excuse me?
POI data or data model?
I'm not sure about that, but in any case, we're in collaboration with them, so we can support it. Okay. Yes.
What is your strategy in terms of open source with this your component?
Yes.
So them are open source.
We have.
I tell the code is available.
Okay. the code is available. We have some repositories which are open, and we try to. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this, but they are open. But the idea is to give to the outside world the ability to connect MobiSpace. So, okay, we're in the final year of the project, so we try to somehow create some business plan, business strategy in order to somehow give it open. So, okay, it will be open, but I'm not sure because we have some data coming from companies that will not so open as we want. But most of the pilots are happy to provide their data, so we can leave it open.
Check the code because you have some GPL3, you have some Apache, you have Postgre, SQL, and some other code which there's no license.
Okay.
So it's something that you should check if you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for this remark.
It's my job.
Yes.
And because I see the Bosch is the one collaboration partner in your project.
Yes.
And as far as I know, Bosch started one project is for to integrate the sensor vehicle sensor data into the mobility and to enhance the positioning to for the reservation platform, for example, to finding the charging point.
It will work. It will definitely work as a solution for sure.
Okay. I would like to know if this is.
But remember the other talk that I have for Green Data AI project. There we have the electric bikes and we have. We have also data spaces, but we have the orientation to focus on the mobile
And this use case
charging.
Is already implemented.
No, it is an ongoing. It's an ongoing. Okay. Thank you all.
Thanks again.
Thank you.